Hello, everybody. So today we're talking about the case of lovely Angie Brooks. Unfortunately, I don't have a whole lot of information about this case, but all of the links that I used for research will be down below. Like always, there will also be a link to my new podcast that just recently came out called Wicked, if you would like to go and support that. If you also hear any loud blowing, I have my fan on because it's super hot in here right now and I can't turn it off. It's on the lowest possible setting, but it is still quite loud, so I apologize if you can hear it. I hope it's not too disruptive. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this. So, Angie is a trans woman, and this is a quote from her friend Lakeisha Martin. And she says, or they say, I'm sorry, I don't know their pronouns. Lakeisha says, in the gay community, you have a little family. So many of us are outcast by our families that we all gravitate towards each other and start our own little family. So Angie was like my mother. And a lot of people have described Angie as being very motherly, very sweet. She really just took care of people. Lakeisha also says that Angie was always cautious and aware of her surroundings and often reminded her, quote, trans daughters to be safe and pay attention. And a quote from Pam, Angie's sister, Pam says, she was real wise, real smart about a lot of stuff. Um, Whatever she was to you, she was the best at it. You could always rely on her, end quote. So she was just very be cautious of your surroundings because trans people, they are harmed a lot. They're, for some reason, they're just a target to a lot of people, which is just absolutely disgusting. Um, and she was just like, hey, you need to know where you are. You need to be aware of things at all times. Be safe. And she was just like a very cautious, a very motherly kind of person. And she just has this warm energy about her. So Lovely, or Angie as she is called, went missing from Richmond, Virginia on January 10th, 2023, at 53 years old. She was last seen within the 1000th block of Barlin Drive in Richmond. Her sister Pam says Angie had been living with their dad and taking care of him. He last saw her leaving their home that morning. It seemed as if she was planning to come back home soon. She left her charger, which Pam says was out of character, but she had her purse on her and that was it. Her suitcase and everything was also still at home. Pam learned of her disappearance on January 17th when her daughter, who had also been living with Angie and their dad, grew concerned and called her. Pam reported Angie missing to the Richmond Police Department the next day. On January 24th, Richmond Police Department posted on social media asking for the public's help in locating her. They didn't speak every day, but Pam says that they were close. She says that she would call her and that she would get her voicemail, but she'd call her back in a couple of hours or when she could. She also said that when Angie would go somewhere, she would let someone know. Kind of going back to the whole safe thing, like be aware of your surroundings, someone always knows where you are kind of thing. And most often, Pam's daughter would take her where she needed to go. From the article I was reading, it didn't seem like Angie had her own vehicle. Uh, she either didn't have her own vehicle or she didn't have a license. I can't remember which one it was. I believe it was she didn't have her own vehicle, so she kind of always relied on someone to take her somewhere. The family has learned little since she has disappeared, and hope that there might be some withdrawals or something from her card. But unfortunately, police followed up on that, and other than Angie receiving her social security disability benefits, there has been no other activity on her bank account. Detective Clarence Key, who was with the Richmond Police Department's Youth and Family Crimes Unit, have also said that they have checked her phone records, but they can't elaborate on what they've learned because the case is still open. So, Detective Sergeant George Wade said her case is currently being looked into as a missing persons case, but the department does suspect foul play, and they have a couple persons of interest. Her family still has hope that she'll just walk through the door one day and Pam still sets a place for her at the table at every family function. And that just makes my heart hurt. Um, that even though that they are aware that it's possibility um, that their loved one is the victim of foul play, her sister still sets a place for her. Like, you're just holding on to that hope that this person will walk back through your door and we'll have them for one more holiday. And it just really made me so sad. But I hope that they can find something to give this family some peace, and hopefully Angie is still out there. There's always a possibility that maybe she just wanted to disappear for a little bit. She's a grown adult. She can do that. And no, a lot of people are just like, no, she wouldn't do that. Um, I feel like a lot of people in their hearts are just kind of hoping that's the case because you never want your loved one to be gone forever. Um, but it broke my heart when I saw that, like I said. But if you kind of know of Angie, or um, you are from this area, I do have a description if maybe you've seen her around this time and you might know of her last whereabouts. She is 6'0", so she's 6 foot even, 140 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. She has a tattoo of a small heart on her chest, and her ears are pierced. Another article says that she is 5'9" to 5'11" and 175 to 185 pounds. Anybody with any information is urged to contact the Richmond Police Department at 804-646-5100. And that is all I have for you guys on the case of lovely Angie Brooks. So, like I said, not a whole lot of information, but um, the Richmond Police Department is saying that they can't really elaborate on a whole lot because the case is still open. I'd be really interested in wanting to know why they think it's foul play and like who these persons of interest are. I'd be really curious, and hopefully we learn soon. Hopefully they find something that can just break the case wide open and give this family some peace. But thank you guys so much for listening to Angie's story. If there are any updates, I will of course bring them to you guys. Let me know your thoughts down below, like always, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye, guys.